Hi friends! Today we are going to be talking about something called size sequencing. So sequencing is just a really big word that says that we're going to put things in order. So when we talked about the life cycle of a butterfly, we talked about ordinal numbers and putting things in order in the steps that they happen. So that's one way that you can order things, is the way they happen. What happens first, second, third, and fourth. But we can also order things by the size. So if we're going to be talking about butterflies, we can order them from smallest to largest. So smallest is the teeniest, tiniest one, the one that's the very smallest of all the ones that we have. And then largest is the largest one, the one that's bigger than the rest of the butterflies. So I'm going to take a second and cut out these 5 butterflies, and you're going to help me sort them and sequence them by size from smallest to largest. So I'm back and I have cut out all of my butterflies. So what I've done is I've picked up the one that I think is the largest. So what I'm going to do now is hold up the other butterflies to make sure this one is biggest. We've talked before about sorting by size to figure out which ones are small, medium, and large. And when we want to know if something's big, we take the smaller things and we put them on top of it. And if we can still see the bigger thing behind it, that means it's bigger than the one we just put on it. So we're going to take the other butterflies and we're going to put them on top of this butterfly to see if this one really is the biggest. So I'm just going to pick up any butterfly and we're going to put it on top. We can still see this one, which means this one is bigger than this. So I'm going to put this one down on my table for later. Next, we're going to take another butterfly. Ooh, that one's close. But can you still see that first butterfly behind it? Yeah, so that means this one's still bigger. Look at this one. Ooh, that one's easy. This one's definitely smaller, right? And let's check our last butterfly. Oh, I can still see this one. So if I could still see this butterfly behind all the other 4, does that mean this is the smallest or the largest? Right, this one's our largest. So we're going to put it down at the bottom of our arrow to say it's the largest. Now, I think it'd be easiest if we find the smallest one next. So this one looks really small to me. I'm going to pick it up. And I'm going to pick up another butterfly. So remember, when we're finding out if something's smaller than the other things, like when we talked about sorting by size, we take our new thing and we put it over top of our first. And if it hides the first item is smaller than the new one. So let's take this one and put it over top. Ooh, it definitely hid that butterfly. So this one's definitely small. Let's make sure it's smaller than all the other butterflies I have. So let's try this one. Oh, it hides that whole butterfly. So this one's still smaller, but I have one more butterfly. So let's put this one in front. Ooh, it doesn't hide it. So is this one smaller than this one? No, this one's our smallest. So we're going to put our smallest butterfly all the way at the top of our arrow to show that it's our smallest. So now we have 3 butterflies left. 3 of them. And we have to figure out how to fill them into here. I think it's going to be easiest if we start at the bottom and find our next biggest butterfly. So I have this one. It's definitely smaller than this, and it's definitely bigger than this, but I don't know where it goes in here. So let's compare it to another butterfly. Ooh, so this one is bigger than this butterfly, right? So we know this one's going to go above this one. So we'll sort them over here. But we don't know where our last butterfly is going to go. So this is the last one that we have. Once we get them all sorted over here by size, we can put them on to our arrow. So this one, is this bigger than this? Yeah. So let's switch their places. So it's definitely still going smaller and then bigger, but I think this one doesn't really go right there. What do you think, friends? I think we should try and switch those. Let's see. That looks much better. I could stack these all up, and this one would be smaller than this one, which is smaller than this one. So we can move these now onto our arrow and check to make sure we put them in order from the very smallest to the very largest. What do you think, friends? Did we do a good job? I think we did great. To me, this does look like the largest of the butterflies, and this certainly looks like the smallest. So before we end, I would like to practice one other skill that we've practiced before. So here we got to practice putting things in order, like when we used ordinal numbers. We talked about sizes, like when we did size sorting. But there's something else we've been working on a lot during remote preschool, and that's touching to count. So I would like to know how many butterflies we have. So before we go, let's touch these to count. Remember, when you touch to count, you touch each item one time and say the next number in line as you count. When you get to the last item, you stop counting, and that's how many you have. Ready to count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many butterflies do we have? 5. That's right, friends. Give yourselves a big high five because you did an awesome job. Thank you so much for sequencing these butterflies by size with me, and I loved that you practiced your counting. Bye, friends.